Check, check, check. Check, check, check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Q, R, S, T, U, V.
Oh, there. Now you want to go.
protect our families, our schools, and our neighborhoods, often at a great personal sacrifice. If you are a first responder here tonight, we invite you to please stand and be recognized at this time. Fans, let's rise to our feet and show our deepest appreciation for their courage, dedication, and service.
Good evening, everybody, and live from Memorial Stadium, it's Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe football. Today, the Memorial Old Abes take on the Chippewa Falls Cardinals. Memorial come into this one having dropped their first game 48-7 against the New Richmond Tigers, and now they face a fairly similar offense today in Chippewa Falls. Chippewa Falls 1-0 after defeating DC Everest 50-22, a Wisconsin Valley opponent that is projected to finish very high in the conference. Sophomore quarterback Ethan Sorensen didn't throw the ball much, just 7 total passes in a game that Chi-Hi ran the ball 55 times, 20 of them being taken by Tyler Banke, as 9 different guys got touches on the ground for Chippewa Falls. I'm Derek Montesano. I'll be your guide as for the first time a Memorial football game I will be here for. Memorial, like I said, come in having lost their first non-conference game, have another shot to take on a BRC team in Chippewa Falls, and another BRC team that is very good for a lot of reasons. The main one being the running game. They do it so much, and it works so well for them that they just keep going with it. Talon Schultz got a ton of runs. Tyler Banke got a bunch of them. And they spread out the ball. They have so many guys that can run the ball and can get a ton of yardage on the ground. They have so many that are capable. They've got a good O-line to block and create huge gaps. Memorial's going to have their work cut out for them. As for the Old Abes, they come in having faced a New Richmond team who ran the ball about the same amount as Chippewa Falls did against DC Everest, and they got ran through for a ton of yardage. Austin Wittek got 112 yards on the ground. Skylar Squires got 71. Trenton Orton got 79 yards. A lot of guys with 70-plus yards on the ground. And it's safe to say that Memorial come in as huge underdogs in this game. But an underdog is never out of a fight. And for Memorial, they're looking to come back home and make a statement or shock the entire state by defeating this team. The only Memorial has struggled against BRC foes, even though they're now in the Wisconsin Valley for the last couple of years. They still regularly face these BRC teams in non-conference, and the Big River Conference teams have, by all means, had full control over Memorial, a lot of 30-point games. It's been an uphill climb for Memorial game in and game out, but there's hope that things can change, and they're hoping the return of Marcus Holmberg at quarterback for his senior season, and Drake committed wide receiver, and I blank on a player's name. I say Jackson Zuliger 500 times pre-game, and the one time I need to say it, I just blank. But Jackson Zuliger, Drake commit for Memorial. They're hoping he can be a reliable outfit on the wide receiving game. Silas Bonner, another guy they're hoping to take big strides this year. The senior fullback. Hoping to make much as Memorial run out onto the field. We'll have the national anthem here coming up pretty quickly. The offense, the scheme seemed pretty straightforward. Memorial want to trust Marcus Holmberg with the ball. They want to see him get the air game going while keeping pressure on the ground with Jace Larson and Silas Bonner to try to move the ball consistently on this Chippewa team. Jai, it's going to be the run game. You have a sophomore quarterback back there who went 4 of 7 with 82 yards in his first game with Chippewa's varsity. It's going to be, Memorial has to figure out the way here to stop the run game and knock off any nonsense that Chippewa Falls might throw their way. But we will pause as from Eau Claire, Wisconsin and Memorial Stadium, we will have our national anthem here in just a moment.
Thank you for helping us make high school athletics a fun and rewarding experience for everyone involved. A reminder to all fans that air horns and whistles are not allowed in the stadium, and fans are not allowed on the turf field after the game. Memorial High School thanks you for your cooperation. Finally, please be reminded that state law prohibits the use of tobacco
from Memorial Stadium, Old Abe's and Cardinals set to kick off here in just a few moments as the colors make their way off the football field. And a flock of seagulls fly overhead, creating a picturesque seagull flyover for this game. You know, you got all these teams that do their jet flyovers and all that stuff. Now we've got a seagull flyover ahead of this week 2 non-conference matchup. Again, I'm Derek Montesano. Both teams remaining standing here. As they wait for the color guard to completely vacate and put the flags down. Memorial won the coin toss. They will receive the football to start this game as they look for a hot start to this one. Chippewa is a team that they're going to have to jump on early if they want to hang with them. Chippewa put up 50 points on a strong DC Everest outfit in week 1. Memorial just 7 points against New Richmond in week 1. 7 points that came after 6 straight touchdowns from the Tigers. As Memorial trot their way out. A great turnout of the community, a solid turnout of students from Memorial for a almost school year game. August 27th, the school year just around the weekend. He played this game Thursday, then all of a sudden Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday's freshman orientation, and then all of a sudden Tuesday is September the 1st. It's back to your regularly scheduled wake-up time. It's back to waking up and having that class at 7:30 that you wish you had never. It's back to that time of year in the first semester. Well, Chippewa set to kick off here. Gavin Schultz, the senior, will kick off. Chippewa does not have an official kicker like Memorial does. They have D'Angelo Diaz on their roster, but it will be Gavin Schultz. As Brett Fay and Corey Wiseman are back to receive this kickoff from Schultz. Runs up to it, right boot meets ball. It's a ground ball kick, scooped up by an up man at the 26-yard line. Scooped up by Chase Schultz up at the 26-yard line. And that's where the Old Abes will get the football. Well, Marcus Holmberg looking to redeem himself after the shaky start he had in the New Richmond game through an unfortunate interception on just the second play from scrimmage. Holmberg in the shotgun. Larson to his left, sends a man in motion, takes a snap, handoff Larson, runs up the middle, but runs into a brick wall after a gain of, they'll give him 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 to go. Memorial team that usually likes to work quick on the offensive standpoint. Memorial likes to get up to the line quickly and try to wear out the defense. They do go into a standard huddle here. 3 wideouts, all to Holmberg's left. He's got Larson again to his left in the shotgun. Holmberg takes it, fakes the give, looking, fires to the far side, throws it just short of Corey Wiseman as he just threw it below him, and Wiseman could not make the basket-type catch. That'll set up a long 3rd down for the Aves on this first drive. Memorial on their own 29-yard line. Need a big gain here on 3rd down. 2 wideouts to the left. Larson goes in motion. Holmberg snaps it under duress, and he's going to be sacked. All the way back to his own 20-yard line. The O-line broke down. Jai found the opening and got through, and that'll force a 3 and out. And Memorial will be forced to punt. Abbott Jepson will punt this ball away as Gavin Schultz seems to do all the special team duties for this team. As Jepson punts this ball, it'll be caught at the 40. Breaks out wide, he's got the 50. Down to the 45, there's a flag on the play, but he's to the 30. Breaks out wide to the 20. 10-5, touchdown Cardinals. Gavin Schultz returned that punt 60 yards to the end zone, but the question is, does this flag bring it back? I wonder if it's maybe a block in the back. And it looks like this will come back. And it will be an illegal blindside block will take away a 60-yard punt return from Gavin Schultz. It forces them to basically start at the 45. So they go from 60 yards to the house down to just 5 yards upfield from where that punt was received. So we'll see what Chippewa's got going here. And out of the pistol formation, Easton Sorensen takes the snap. It's a give play to Tyler Benke. He gets wrapped up and brought to the ground at the right at the line. Benke goes nowhere. 2nd down and 10 to go. 9:55 to go here in the first quarter. No score as Memorial went 3 and out on their first drive. Again, so this time another give up the middle. It'll go for 3 yards. Kalen Schultz, the returner, sets up a 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Right at the 49 of Chippewa. There's still some families funneling their way in. Sorensen takes the snap. Gives it Benke, and then Benke gives it to Schultz, and Schultz breaks free out to the Memorial 40. Sorensen gave it to Benke, and then Tyler Benke gave it to Talon Schultz, who ran up the gut and broke free for a gain of 14 yards in the Memorial territory, and a 1st down for the Cardinals. 8:51 left to go in the first quarter. Sorensen under center, takes a snap, give to Benke. Tyler Benke found an opening, gets out near the first down line, and they're going to give him the first down. A gain of 10, and another Cardinal first down. This is what Chippewa does so well, creating openings. They've got walkie running plays. They've got Tyler Banky and Talon Schultz, both able to do damage on the ground. Sorensen, hand off Banky again. This time he'll be wrapped up and brought down. Brought down on the play by Chase Schultz as he goes just a couple of yards as Chippewa inches closer and closer to the Memorial red zone. Defense needs to get off the field here. If Chippewa gets inside that red zone, it could be a lot of trouble. Sorensen, give out wide Banky. Tyler Banky gets all the way up to the 15 on the far sideline. And Abbott Jepson able to wrap him down, but not before another Cardinal first down. And they'll give him the 16-yard at the end of it. 7:20 to go in the first quarter. No score, but the Cardinals threatening. Sorensen under center. He's got so many options. Give the ball to. This time he'll give it up the middle to Schultz. Schultz tries to bounce the outside and is wrapped down. Still gets 5 yards out of the play. Christian, that's Bo Hediger on that.
Number 18, Olsen on the tackle.
That was Schultz on it. Talon Schultz. Another carry as now shy high at the 10. A give to Tyler Banky. Banky again fights for more yardage. He gets out to the first down line and past it to the 5-yard line. And Chippewa's getting a consistent flow of 5-10-yard plays here. Memorial cannot find a way to eliminate this run game right now. Sorensen again the give. This time it's Hediger. He'll be stopped at the 2-yard line as Abbott Jepson put a stop to it. Bo Hediger, the 5'9", 180-pound junior running back. So, another running back, something this team has a ton of. Shy High has 0 issues when it comes to finding a running back. Well, 2 yards to the end zone on this 2nd and goal. They go to a handoff. It's Talon Schultz. He fights for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown Cardinals. And Chippewa Falls gets the first points of the game. They take a 6-0 lead. Shy High did not have an answer for Tyler Banky, Talon Schultz, and Bo Hediger on that drive. They could not be stopped. Gavin Schultz to kick the extra point. Here's the snap. Ball down. Kick up. Kick is good. And Chippewa now has a 7-0 lead with 5:25 to go in the first half. So Memorial will get the ball back here. And the key for Memorial is going to be finding a response. They're going to have to find a way to get through his defense. First drive not successful, being immediately out, 3 and out. and then booting the ball away and having Gavin Schultz return it 60 yards, only to delay the inevitable. At the end of it, as Chi-High scores on the drive, a drive that goes 55 yards into the end zone. Well, Schultz will boot the ball for the second time this quarter with 5:25 left to go in it. Schultz stepping up to right boot meets ball. It's a line drive kick, scooped up by Max Mickelson. Max Mickelson got eaten up on that play by Caden Arneson on the return. And another kick from Schultz. He's not getting a ton of air underneath these kicks. First one was a ground ball kick. That one a line drive kick. Both of them taken by Upman on the play. Holmberg again in the shotgun. Takes the snap. The give up the middle to Abbott Jepson. Jepson gets a couple of yards on the first play from scrimmage. Second down and 8 to go. Under 5 to go, quarter number 1 on this bright and beautiful sunny day for some football here in Eau Claire. Holmberg takes the snap. He'll throw it near side, almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Deegan McInnes. If McInnes got 2 hands on that, that's probably in the end zone. But McInnes only able to swat it down at best. Sets up another long third down for Memorial. 3 wideouts, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Holmberg takes the snap, drops back the pass, looking now under duress, gotta get rid of it, throws to the near side, almost a crazy catch made by Zach Johnson, but he could not make the epic diving catch. Another 3 and out comes the punting unit, and Memorial will boot this ball away. Jepson again to boot this ball away. Gavin Schultz, it's still going through his head. That 60-yard return to the end zone that got called back. Jepson sends this ball. Will bounce at the 32. Roll to the 31. It took a shy-eye bounce at the beginning of it, but then immediately changed its mind and went in favor of Memorial. Rolls at the 31. And the Memorial defense will look for a crucial stop to keep this team in the game. Back-to-back 3 and outs for a team that you're hoping could stick with a strong Chippewa Falls team, a team that by all means is big on the line, a team that has a lot of pros to them and not a lot of cons. You're hoping to stick with them, and one way to do that is by finding a way to get a defensive stop against them. Now this team's got plenty of good options on the ground, so you never know. You can never really tell who they're going to. Everything looks exactly the same on the lineup. Sorensen, this time he'll give it up the middle. Talon Schultz. Schultz breaks a tackle and is able to get 11 yards. Got 11 yards on the first play, does Talon Schultz. It's a first down for the Cardinals. And they now reside at the, I'll call it the 42.5 yard line on the field. Gonna round down to the 42. Hand off Schultz again. This time he finds a gap, breaks free, and he'll get 14 yards up the middle. Completely ends up clearing the Old Abe logo at midfield. First down again, this time on the Old Abe 43. Down to 3:45 left, first quarter. It's the Cardinals. They lead 7-0. Sorensen again, they give this time Schultz on the jet sweep. Breaks free, finds a gap to the 30, and is wrapped up and thrown to the ground at the 24. However, a flag on the play back at the 40-yard line. We'll see what the ref has to say about this one. This looks like it's going to go against Chippewa Falls. So an offensive holding forces them back right to midfield. First down. And now they get bonus yards to have to go. First down, 17 yards. But with how this offense has been moving, here's Gavin Schultz on the run. He's got extra yards. He breaks a tackle, and he's free to the 20. One got a beat, 15, and he's brought down at the 10. Gavin Schultz got all of it and a whole lot more. A 39-yard run for Gavin Schultz. And the moment you start to think Memorial might have a way to get this stop, this team breaks free for a large run. Sorensen will drop back. He's going to throw it this time. As near as a catch made by Graham Anderson. The tight end, Anderson, moves his team even closer as that's Sorensen's first throw of the game. It is successful. Sorensen did have one interception on the 7 throws he made against DC Everest. But now at the 4-yard line, trying to punch in again. A run play nearly met in the backfield was Deegan McInnes, but he is able to shed it and waltz his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. Their second touchdown of the first quarter, and with 2:26 left to go, Chai showing no problems on the offensive side. So Chai will line up here and look to take the extra kick here. Looks like we're going to have a quick timeout here before this extra point is kicked. Well, Jai High, you can't say you're too shocked by what you're seeing from this team. Very good rushers. Tyler Banky on that first drive just ran right through. Talon Schultz, even Gavin Schultz had that big 39-yard run. You can't be too surprised by what you're seeing. It's a very good offense. Player down on the player. There's a player down at the back of the end zone that I did not see. A number on that's Miles Olsen. Miles Olsen making his way off the field under his own power. Olsen, a sophomore. There's a sneaky amount of sophomores listed on this roster. Now a decent amount of them not expected to play, as Gavin Schultz will kick his second extra point of the game, extend the lead to 14-0.
In the first quarter, the Cardinals take a 14-0
Well, now the key for Memorial is just get a first down. They've gone quick 3 and out, quick 3 and out for their first 2 attempts with the ball. If they want to just make a name for themselves right now, it'd be important that they put a drive together. You don't necessarily have to get points on this drive. You just want to put something together. Something to put your name out there. Well, we're going to see Russell Severson take this kick for Chippewa. I've seen Gavin Schultz take most of them. Severson has a knee brace on his left knee, but he kicks with his right. Severson boots it a high kick. He scooped up by Corey Wiseman. Wiseman runs into traffic, able to push his way through to the 29-yard line. And that's where the A's will start with the football. It's been quick 3 and out, quick. It's been play 1, play 2, play 3 punts. And then play 1, play 2, play 3 punts to start this game. And both the times, it's been long third downs that they've gotten themselves into. Trying to find a way through, down by 2 scores. Holmberg in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Give to Larson. Larson tries to bounce to the outside, but he is wrapped up and met by 4 Cardinals in that tackle. He does gain 3 yards on the play. Now 2nd and 7. The key here is Memorial got to set themselves up here in a manageable third down scenario. It's been nothing but long third down. Again, the give, this time up the middle, but going nowhere is Zach Johnson. He actually goes back to the original line of scrimmage, a loss of 3. So wipe off that all that work for the Chase Larson run as they go all the way back to where we started. Another 3rd and long. We're yet to see Memorial have a 3rd down within 5 yards. Now Holmberg's definitely throwing it here. The run game is not going to get you 10 yards on a 3rd down against a good Chippewa Falls defense. Takes the snap. Holmberg rolling out. Throws near side, catch made Johnson, but that will not get, and will only get half of what they need. 4th down and 5. And Holmberg's staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 5 from their own 34-yard line. With the first quarter coming to an end, you wonder if this might just be an attempt to draw Chippewa offsides. That might be what they're trying to do. And if that is what they're doing, Chippewa ain't biting. Oh, it is a play. And it's a Jace Larson punt. Direct snap to Larson, and Larson punts it all the way down to the 3-yard line. Beautiful punt by Jace Larson. Certainly an interesting play call there. The idea, objectively, it seemed on paper was to draw them off sides. Instead, with 4 seconds left, Chippewa will have one shot to make one epic play downfield. But they have to start. You gotta go 97 yards in 4 seconds at the end of this quarter. Sorensen under center. Send the man in motion, takes the snap, They give outside. Here's Gavin Schultz. Schultz breaking free out to the 30. Trying to cut up Zulagerd. He's pushed out of bounds. Still a good 30. It'll end up being spotted at the end of that as we will flip sides here. All the way to the 36. Got him all the way up to the 36. A 33-yard rush to end the quarter. Now, that gives you a much better spot to work with to start off rather than starting way back at your own end zone. When you start back at your own end zone, it creates a brand new threat. The safety becomes an actual concern. The amount of times I'm playing college football 27, the CPU decides to pin me at the 1 because for some reason the CPU is very good at punting whenever I play it. And then I accidentally run out of the back of the end zone. It does happen. And the safety definitely becomes a concern there. But at the 36, right around 36, it's not that big of a worry of yours. Well, 14-0 as we get set to start the second quarter. Chippewa Falls got 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, setting up this 14-0 lead. Easton Sorensen actually in a shotgun this time. Haven't seen that yet. Takes a step. It's still a give to Tyler Benke. And Benke rips off a good 9-yard run up the middle. Trying something out with Easton Sorensen deeper in the backfield rather than going under center like he did in the first quarter. Again, before this game, a bunch of seagulls that tend to group themselves over on the soccer field right next door decided to fly overhead. Sorensen tried to throw the ball this time, and it's broken up. Looks to have been broken up. Play by a 78. The good old who? There's a 78 out there. Did someone miswrite a number? Oh well. Someone made a good breakup. The good old so-and-so. 3rd down and 1. Run up the middle by Gavin Schultz, and Gavin Schultz has split the entire defense. He sneaks by a tackler. He's all alone. Nobody's going to stop him. Touchdown, Cardinals. Gavin Schultz ran up the middle and could not stop a 55-yard touchdown run. Another big run by Gavin Schultz, and Chippewa now leads 20-0. 50 seconds into the second quarter, and Shy High now up by 3 scores on Memorial. Well, now Schultz, after that 55-yard run, gets to kick the extra point to secure 7 points for him. 21-0. Chippewa has had 3 possessions. They've gone down and scored 3 touchdowns. Memorial's had 3 possessions, and they've gone 3 and out the first time of asking every time. Well, Memorial will get the football back with 11:10 to go in quarter number 2. Again, school year right around the corner for these student athletes. You got this weekend, your last weekend of relaxation. The summer has begun to come to an end. And then everyone get back to it. Regular morning routine. Get back to your school wake up time. No more sleeping in to 11 to to 11 a.m. or staying up till 3 in the morning. It's back to the learning time. This one booted away back to Memorial, and will go all the way into the end zone. Touchback kick by Russell Severson. And Memorial get the ball off the touchback out of the 30.
First and 10 for the Old Age. Ball spotted at their own 20-yard line.
And get at the 20. So every player down there, every student in the student section will have that return to the normal schedule for the next 9 months. Wake up at some wake up at like 5:45. Others 6. Others, myself included, like 6:30. Wake up, go to school, learn for 7 hours. In reality, just wait for lunch, and then after lunch, wait till the end of the day. As Silas Bonner gets his first run of the game, he big bodies his way through for 9 yards. Second down and 1. A 9-yard run by Silas Bonner. And second down and short. Short yards to the first down line, something we get to see. Now they hand the ball off again. A run to the outside by Abbott Jepson, and he'll have the first down. Well, baby steps, but Memorial have their first down of the game. Only took till 10:36 left in the second quarter. Took a while, but it happened. Fourth possession, and Memorial have a first down back at their own 31. A give up the middle. Abbott Jepson again. He goes nowhere. I'll actually give him a yard on the end of it. So second and 9, and you wonder if maybe Silas Bonner starts getting the ball a little bit more here. We saw that 9-yard run, something Memorial have yet to see anything bigger than that. In fact, the biggest other play Memorial had was a gain of 3. So that was Bonner's by far the biggest play. Now Holmberg dropping back to pass. He's under duress, and he's going to be sacked. Marcus Holmberg under pressure and is sacked all the way back to the 21-yard line. So they go back from the 33 down to the 21, a loss of 12 yards on the blitz. That's third down and a plane trip to the first down marker. .30 to go. And Memorial, a team that's yet to have a bigger play than 9 yards, needs to get 21 to keep this drive going. Holmberg dropping back to pass. He dumps it off short to Bonner. He's immediately wrapped up and brought down. The question is, do they give him a yard? They'll give him a couple of inches on the end of it, as Bonner was right at about the line of scrimmage. And immediately about fourth down and 21, and Memorial will punt this ball away. Here's the snap. Jepson boots it to high kick. Grabbed by Schultz at the 45. Goes backwards a bit, stumbling around under a lot of purple. And ends up at the 42 at the end of it. And the question is, does Memorial get a stop? Remember, it's baby steps. But they got their first step. Get a first down. Now step 2 is going to be prevent Chippewa from getting a first down. Or better yet, stop them from getting these big 40-yard plays when they give the ball to Gavin Schultz. Sorensen all alone in the backfield. Takes the snap, immediately under pressure, gets the ball away on the screen. And breaking a bunch tackle, spinning away is Mason Chittendon. Gets the first down. Gets into Memorial territory, out to the 45-yard line. And once again, here comes Chippewa Falls like a steamroller. No matter what you do, you're not stopping that thing. Sorensen rolls out, throws to the far side, catch made by Carter Steving, but he is bodied by Abbott Jepson, who has been all over the place. Today he's gotten some touches at running back. He's been punting for this team. He's been playing very solid defense, all things considered. Second down and 9 in Memorial territory at the 44-yard line. Sorensen takes the snap, looks to pass. He's got Carter Steving again. This time to the 37-yard line of Memorial. As the sun begins to descend, and we get the very nice pastel-colored skies of the evening time. Sorensen, this time he'll give it to Tyler Banky. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 20, shedding tacklers. One gotta be, could not get past Zuliger, but it's Chippewa Falls at the 5-yard line. Jackson Zuliger, the desperation tackle. And they're gonna put it at the 6-yard line, first and goal. 6:47 left to go, second quarter. As the clock will tick down here. And if Chippewa drives this in, all of a sudden, one more touchdown, we're in running clock already. Sorensen, got back to pass, fires, tipped up, and nearly completed. It was intended initially for Ian Kessner, overshot him, but Mason Chittendon was right there and nearly was able to save it. Instead, second down and goal for the Cardinals.
Second and goal for the Cardinals. Ball still spotted at the old 6-yard line.
Sorensen rolling to the near side, dumps it off to Carter Steving. He's brought down. Now inside the 5. But a flag down opposite side of opposite end of the field. It's just lying there at the 7-yard line. Wonder what the officials saw on this end. Again, seems like Chippewa will be going back. Too many men in the backfield is going to be what's gonna be the call. So pushes the Cardinals back to the 11-yard line. Second down, still goal. Sorensen, he's got Banky in the backfield, and somebody jumped. It looked like Memorial jumped. Looked like Memorial had jumped. We'll see if the 5 yards go right back the other way, or just I have to go backward. And it will be a false start on Chippewa. So Chippewa continues to go backwards. Chi-High has had a ton of penalties against in this game. Memorial's yet to have a penalty against. If you want to take some positives from this game, Memorial have not had a flag go against them. All right, second down and goal from the 17-yard line of Memorial. Sorensen, he'll drop back to pass. Fires over the middle, pass in and out of the hands of Carter Steving. Steving looked to be going for a diving catch, and he could not secure it. 5:43 left to go, second quarter. It's all Cardinals. They lead 21-0 and have another possession inside the Memorial red zone on what is a third and goal from the 17-yard line after a couple of 5-yard penalties. Sorensen throws to the near side and through the hands of Taylor Schultz. Fourth down, and out comes the field goal unit. We are going to see Chippewa kick a field goal. Gavin Schultz. Schultz stepping up. He will take this. 5:40 left in the second quarter. This will be held by Jay Skirman. Here's a snap. Well, that kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed it wide left. And Memorial get the ball back. But now you're pinned. Now Memorial objectively are in a predicament. It's at their own 21-yard line. They have one first down, mainly set up by their largest play of the night, a 9-yard run by Silas Bonner. You compare that with the multiple 55-yard touchdowns by Gavin Schultz down the other way, and you see how this game has been going. 5:35 left second quarter. Memorial the ball. Holmberg takes the snap, drops back to throw. Still looking under pressure, throws it short of his dump-off option, Jackson Zuliger. Yep. Second down and 10 yards to go. Again, I'm happy to be with you again for year number 2 of the Derek Montesano era of Old A TV. Expect a lot of Derek Montesano this year, with plans to do every single fall game possible. As this one handed off to the right, as Jace Larson will run it off right for a couple of yards. Very happy to be back. I'm looking forward to doing a ton of these games and getting to enjoy talking to you about the game, just basically doing what I would do in the stands of any other sporting event, but instead they give me a microphone and tell me to talk to upwards of 100 plus people. Holmberg dropping back, running for his life, throws pass nearly intercepted by Gavin Schultz, but there's a flag on the play. Got it. Another flag on the play here with 4:35 left. Let's see what the Whitecap has in store. an offensive holding, so that won't play too much of a factor. Out comes the punting team. And we are going to see Memorial punt yet again. The now 5th punt of this first half for the Old Abe. They've had 5 possessions, and they've gone out very quickly. And Memorial is going to take a timeout on the play. So, you can only give all the flowers here. They have looked the part these non-conference weeks. They are setting up for a great conference season, and they have taken control of Memorial. The only stop, technically, which Chi-Hi didn't score, was a missed field goal, and still Chi-Hi had reached. It was going to be at the 2-yard line if it weren't for back-to-back flags. It has been all Chippewa fault. Jepson again, another bird. This one will be fair caught at the 47-yard line of the Cardinals, and that's where this Easton Sorensen offense will begin. Chi-Hi took the first 3 to the end zone and looked like they were going to do it again on their last drive, but were halted by a couple of flags and ended up settling for a field goal attempt that was unsuccessful. Now they start again in great field position. Memorial have been 3 and outed so far back that Jepson's unable to pin them very deep. As flags will fly on this play, as Chippewa got too antsy, they were in a hurry, forces them back a couple 5 yards. First down and 15 instead. Stadium lights beginning to take their effect over Memorial Stadium. Again, the handoff up the middle. This one, Gavin Schultz sheds off a tackler, runs into some more Old Abes, and is finally brought down after a gain of nothing. Correction, a gain of 5 back to the original. I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing ghosts now. I thought for some reason he had moved up. Instead, he went backwards a yard. Second down and 16 yards. And the Memorial defense starting to lock up. Here's the snap by Sorensen. Firing deep, but out of the reach of his intended target, Ian Kestner, as he threw too far ahead of him. Sets up a third down. And Akers to go. But this Chippewa team very capable of rattling off big plays. You wonder if they're able to get another one here. We've seen Sorensen throw the ball a lot more in this game, and he's going to throw it again here. 5 wideouts, 3 split to the left. Sorensen airing it over the right, looking for Kestner. It's incomplete, and Memorial force a 3 and out. 3:36 left to go till halftime. Memorial get their first defensive stop on their first 3 and out, and that'll force the Cardinal punt. Jackson Zuliger and Corey Wiseman will return this Gavin Schultz punt. Schultz will rugby style kick this. And here Zuliger will catch it at his 20. Run up the middle to the 30, up to the 37, 38. And that'll be where the Aves get the ball. Anyway, so about 5 minutes ago, I realized there was an Allen wrench sitting right in front on the windowsill, right in front of me where I'm looking out at this field. There was an Allen wrench. So, what's the natural thing for me to do? Pick it up and twirl it in my hand for the next 5 minutes, which is what I am currently doing. My classmates will tell me I do this all the time with pencils, and a lot of times that thing slips out of my hand, goes flying halfway across the classroom, and ends up on some poor kid's desk. Holmberg dumps it off Zuliger. He gets nailed right up against the edge. Owen Munson there to knock him down. And I wonder if Chippewa bringing in some new guys already. They haven't fully gone all out, but they're starting to rotate some new guys in. Holmberg, out wide Jepson. Then runs out right near the line to gain. They're not going to give it to him. He'll be a yard short. Or rather, more like 3rd and inches. To go here at the 47.5. We'll give them about a yard to go. Correction, half a yard, I should say. Jepson running off right. He has nowhere to go. He is brought down by a sea of white. He goes backwards, a loss of a yard. 4th down and 2. And does Memorial go for it here? Down 21-0 with 2:20 left until halftime, and that's what they will do. They will go for it here. Holmberg takes the snap. They'll give up the middle to Jepson, but there is no hole for Abbott Jepson to go through. Another loss of a yard, a turnover on downs. And Shy get the ball in Memorial territory. Right at the 1:59 mark. Here, a minute 59 seconds to go until halftime. Sorensen, little trickery here. Here's Gavin Schultz running. Gavin Schultz, another big run. Gavin Schultz. They can't stop him. Gavin Schultz, every time they give him the ball, he gains a ton of yardage. Now inside the 25. That is another 20. That is a 22-yard run by Gavin Schultz. So runs it back under center, and this one will come back. As this one will go against the Cardinals. Oh, my mistake. This one's offsides. Chippewa, not Memorial. So completely ignore what I just said. It'll be 1st down and 5. And Chippewa again in the red zone. They have lived down here. They've basically just been build up to this, just finding their way home. And once they get in the red zone, that has been their home. Sorensen the middle here.
Brought down by number 8.
Tyler Banky. He gets right near the line right near the first down line.
Second and 1 for the Cardinals. Ball will be spotted at the
Now now inside the 15-yard line, and Chai looking for their 4th touchdown now. A handoff to Talon Schultz. He's got the first down and more. Well inside the soccer goal box and down to the 5-yard line.
and number 2, Zuliger.
Another first down, this time a first and goal.
Ball spotted at the old age 5-yard line.
They try to run up the middle. It doesn't go very far. It's still enough for a yard. Tyler Banky tried to run. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Chippewa Falls Cardinals. As we near halftime of this game, it's safe to say it's the return of high school sports. It's the return of the student athletes. Everything begins to fall back into the schedule for the student athletes. These football guys specifically, they've been training since June. Everything they lift all year. They lift all summer. They do all summer camp. They do the contact. They do everything in the build-up to this. And unfortunately for them, it does not seem to go their way.
We resume play.
With 44 seconds left,
Spotted at the old age 3-yard line.
I looking to really put this one out. Really looking to kind of put this one a good distance away. Very likely out of reach. Hand off wide, Talon Schultz. It completely faked the entire Memorial defense. Schultz walks in, touchdown Cardinals. Memorial bit for the inside zone, completely missed the jet sweep run, and Shy High has extended their lead to 27-0, 28-0 if this extra point goes through from Gavin Schultz. But we're going to have a flag before any of that happens.
Flags on the play.
This is going to be an offside on Memorial. And Chippewa does not want any part of it, so penalty declined. And Gavin Schultz will now actually take the extra point. Here's the snap, good hold, kick up, kick is good. 28-0, 39 seconds until halftime. It's all Chi High Cardinals. They lead 28-0. As Memorial will get one more touch of the ball here. Chippewa gets the ball to start the second half. And if Memorial's unable to score here, Chi goes down like they have all game and scores another touchdown. We're looking at a running clock situation for quite possibly the entire most of the second half. Well, Severson will get set to kick this ball back to the old Abes. The Memorial offensive stats have been pretty non-existent. Holmberg's yet to complete. They've gained one first down. Their longest play is 9 yards. The offensive stats look very, very bare. And the defensive stats don't make up for it either. Corey Wiseman will take this one out to the 28-yard line. As he is met up there by Deegan McInnes. 34 seconds until halftime.
Ball spotted at the Old Abe's 9-yard line.
Chippewa Falls put up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 in the second. Could have very easily had 3 in here in the second quarter. They've had a total of 5 drives. Have the Cardinals. They've succeeded on 4 of them. Memorial has had, this will be their 6th drive, but they've had 5 drives leading up to this. They've succeeded once at getting a first down. Now they'll hand off wide. Here's Jepson. He is met up after a gain of a couple of yards. Second down and 8 as the clock will run down 15 seconds, and you wonder if Memorial will run one more play here, if they'll just take it to halftime. And it does not look like they're in any particular hurry. And I don't think they're going to get another play off. As the clock hits 0 to end the first half, that the A's would like to forget, as they give up 4 touchdowns on 5 total possessions. As the Cardinals have run right through them in this game. Gavin Schultz has 2 55-yard rushing touchdowns. Easton Sorensen has been fairly decent when he has thrown the ball. And this right now, not looking very good. Charlie High leads 28-0. Back after halftime. You're watching Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe football on Old Abe TV. gather back around, everyone. Second half of Memorial football action is just a couple minutes away. Memorial trail this one by a score of 28-0 in a game that Chi High has had the control of throughout the entire first half. Memorial, not a lot of noteworthy stats for them. Holmberg just 3 of 10 passing. 3 of 8 passing for 10 yards in this game. Chippewa, though, Gavin Schultz has 109 yards on the ground. Tyler Benke's got 75. A 90-plus night game, 90-plus 2-touchdown night for Taylor Schultz. It's not pretty for the A's, though this night has turned very pretty as the light's taking over. As we get ready for this second half, it'll be Chippewa Falls ball to start the second half. 1 touchdown away from us seeing running clock till the end of this one. And for Memorial, it's unfortunately been a recurring theme against Chippewa. Chippewa has objectively owned the Old A's, beat them 33-6 a year ago, won by 60 plus a couple years back. It has been all Chippewa in this series, especially since Memorial left the conference for the Wisconsin Valley. The only other Division I conference that's within 3 hours. Memorial really didn't have any other options. And it's not like there's very many weak Eastern Coast Conference teams. Not a lot of weak Eastern Conferences. So it's not like you want to go 3 hours for a conference game anyway. Memorial ends up in the Wisconsin Valley, in which the 2 teams that were very winnable, the Merrill Blue Jays and the Wausau East Lumberjacks, both taken out and replaced by Memorial and North. 2 games that would set Memorial up to very easily consistently hit 4 wins and make the playoffs. It was set up for that. Instead, they're in a conference with a bunch of the strong teams. Wausau West, DC Everest is very good, Stevens Point, those teams very, very good. Marshfield, another team. That the conference, those games just around the corner. Next week, we're talking the games that really count. This one, luckily for Memorial, doesn't play a factor into your potential for playoff qualification. But the one thing they didn't want to have happen was complete domination. And Chi High has done a very good job at delivering said domination. So we still have 1 more minute until the teams take the field. We've already been at this for a good 15 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to look over to my right and say, if Max Lemahue is listening to this, please wave. I'm sure he's not listening over in the crowd. He told me he was. He kept texting me nonsense during the first half. I'm sure he's not paying attention to me in this second half. Alright, Chippewa Falls and Memorial making their way out onto the field to kick this second half off. as we've got a beautiful full moon. I mean, the definition of a perfect full moon. Sitting just to the right, you can see it on your screen, just to the right of the light on the memorial side. Well, now you cannot, as this one's been right at the top of your screen. You can see the full moon that has overtaken the night sky. Very beautiful full moon tonight overhead of this Memorial football game. Well, we get to see D'Angelo Diaz kick the ball for the first time in this game. Diaz stepping up to it, left boot meets ball. And this one taken by Chippewa at about the 15-yard line. Gets out to the 19 and is wrapped up by Silas Bonner, as it was Ian Kessner who took that out. First down. And for the first time this game, Chi High does not have the ball up at about their own 40-yard line. It's been either their own 40-yard line or 50 positive. Game, all right. Chippewa here, Easton Sorensen dropping back to throw. Dumps it off to Tyler Banky. Banky gets the outside. He's got the first down and more out to the 35-yard line. First down. One play, one quick first down.
First and 10 for the Cardinals. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line.
65 yards here, and we're into a running clock scenario in the third quarter. Naturally, you try to avoid any running clock situations of the team. As Sorensen rolling out to the near side, he's going to take it himself. Running to the 45, gets a block, tried to toe tap his way on the near sideline. Stepped out of bounds. At the 49, they're going to give him. It'll be a first down there. Another one-play first down for the Cardinals. Just 20 seconds into quarter number 3. And already Chippewa, who started this drive back down by their own 20, have immediately gotten themselves out to midfield on just 2 plays. Sorensen dropping back to pass, fires over the middle, pass broken up by Jackson Zuliger. Intended for Carter Stevang.
Intended for number 4, Stuyvesant. Number 2, Zuliger on the pass breakup.
That'll set up a second down. Second year now that Memorial football has played here at Memorial Stadium. And my question for people is, when do we consider a stadium no longer new? Like last season for sure. Brand new, first season for every team. Now Sorensen under duress, able to evade. Now will try to run himself. He's out to the 45 and is nailed, tripped up out of bounds. And Sorensen kind of showing a little bit of a limp, but Sorensen showing a limp and will vacate. So Sorensen might just have to walk that off as he got tripped up out of bounds. You hope if you're Chippewa that your sophomore quarterback did not take anything too huge there. Well, Jai High with a new quarterback. Makes a snap. They'll still give the ball to Taylor Schultz, but right on top of it. Correction, Gavin Schultz. And he is immediately eaten up by the Memorial defense all the way back. 4th down and 11 to go. And Shy High.
4th and 11 for the Cardinals. Ball now spotted at
Shy High will
9-yard line.
punt. Shy High will punt this ball away. Gavin Schultz to take this punt. Schultz to boot this ball away. Another successful defensive performance for this Old Abe defense. Here's the snap. It's a fake. Gavin Schultz runs it. He's got the 1st down out to the 35. The fake punt of doom. Gavin Schultz is very, very quick, and he can punt. And that is a very scary combo. Gavin Schultz completes the 1st down run off the fake punt. And Chippewa falls now into Memorial territory at the 35 with 10-10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Sorensen back into the game. Making that fires over the head of his intended receiver Taylor Schultz, who had gotten by Corey Wiseman on defense. Second down, 10 yards to go. Yeah, great sign for Chippewa Falls that Easton Sorensen is very quickly back into this game. Memorial trying to prevent running clock in this game. Sorensen. It's a give. It's a give off to Tyler Benke. He runs to the near sideline. Gets out near the line to gain, and they are going to give him the 1st down. He gets out right where he needed to get, the 25-yard. Out to the 25. Another 1st down for the Cardinals. 9:40 to go in half number 2. In quarter 3, I should say. Here's a throw to the near side that is incomplete, intended for Kiter Stevang. Bleedus. Easton Sorensen could not complete it. Easton Sorensen, by the way, is the only true quarterback listed on this Cardinal roster. The only true quarterback on this team. Yes, they have some fluky second positions listed at QB. Sorensen takes an awkward snap, throws it far side, catch made. Carter Stevang, though, unable to go very far. 3rd down and 8. As we reach 9 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
3rd and 9 for the Cardinals.
As the Flies have taken to the lights. That's how you know we start to get deep into the darkness, when the Flies begin to take over the light. Here's a pass. Near side catch made by Kessler. Kessler runs up the middle, breaks through into the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals. Ian Kessler just able to run up the middle into the end zone, and they're an extra point away from putting this one into running clock. With 8:43 left to go in the 3rd quarter. It's been very clearly Chippewa Falls Cardinals. Now a flag is going to be thrown here. Yeah, this one's going to... see what this is about. The ref threw the flag and then immediately pointed towards the Chippewa Falls bench. I think it was just a... not sportsmanlike conduct. I believe that was against somebody on the bench. Here's the extra point for Gavin Schultz. Good snap, ball down, kick up, kick is good. And 35-0 in favor of the Chi-Hi Cardinals. It is all Cardinals with 8:43 left to go in quarter number 3. Memorial football will get the ball back. And we'll look to finally leave with something here. Down 35-0. You've reached the point where it's running clock in the early goings of the third quarter. Never a situation you want to find yourself in, but Chippewa has been so good on the ground. Easton Sorensen has found his outlets consistently, and they've rattled off big yards after the catch. This Chi-Hi, when they get the legs going, they're able to break off a ton of big plays, which they've been doing all game long. You never feel safe against this team. Chi-Hi finally was pinned back at their own 20-yard line, something they haven't been all game, and go about 80 yards all the way down to the other end. Ground ball kick here, goes all the way back to Corey Wiseman. He'll fall on it. And that's where the Abes will start at the 32. I'll give them the 33 on that. I'd honestly say the 32, but I'm not the guy wearing these stripes down there. 35-0. The clock has begun its ticking with 8:34 to go in this third quarter. It's an old Abe. It's in the old Abe's first down, and we'll see Holmberg in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drop back to pass, looking, throwing deep, looking for a big play, and they've got it. It's Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson. There's a big play for the old Abes. They move the ball all the way down to the Chippewa Falls 33, and for the first time all game, Memorial has invaded Chippewa Falls territory. Holmberg pass nearly intercepted by Drew Musser. We've seen a lot of those today. A lot of quick passes that have been very quickly broken up, nearly picked off. A quick pass is not working, and the lights have gone crazy. Blame it on, and that one's on the tech guy. He takes full responsibility for that. Holmberg, dropping back, rolling wide. Throws looking for Jepson, but he overthrew him. Incomplete, out of bounds. A little bit hasty there. From tech guy. A little bit ahead of the game. I mean, maybe he can see the future. He already knows what's coming. But right now, third down and 10 yards. Holmberg. Looking to pass. Throwing. Far side. Catch made. Zuliger. Touchdown, Old Ames. Jackson Zuliger goes up for it and walks into the end zone. And the Old Ames are on the board. They trail 35-6. And that's what the Old Abe offense is capable of. Big plays downfield. Once they're able to toast defenders, this team, with the Drake commit Jackson Zuliger, who got in for that touchdown, they're able to break free 4 scores. 35-6. Here's the extra point, and it's blocked. Extra point blocked as Diaz fails to get it over the Chi High defense as they broke right through the kick block. So the score will remain at 35-6 with 6:16. That wipes off the running clock that Chi High had just gotten. Couple of big plays. Holmberg, the connection to Jackson Zuliger to finish off that drive and capitalize for 6. It's a positive. That's something you like to see from your senior quarterback, able to air it out and hit those deep passes. Now, obviously, the concerns remain about the short passes and all that stuff, but let's bring, Memorial get themselves a touchdown. They trail by 29 points still. But hey, it still could be 35. And Memorial will kick the ball off. Once again in this game, we'll see Diaz boot it to Chi High. It'll be Kessner to take this ball. So here's Diaz, the left-footed kicker, walks his way, begins his run, boots the ball. It's a high end-over-end kick. Picked up by Talon Schultz. Schultz out to the 30, where he will be brought down. And that's where this drive will begin for Chippewa Falls. It's a lot of positives. The big connection. Holmberg to Zach Johnson downfield for a huge gain. And then Jackson Zuliger in the end zone to complete it off. There's a snap. A handoff. I'll go for about 3 yards as we see Gavin Dixon get a carry. Dixon, not naturally a running back. He is a tight end by trait. It's not like this team has any shortages of running backs whatsoever. Gavin Schultz, Talon Schultz. We've seen Tyler Benke go for a lot. And now here's another run. Downfield, this one by Corbin Berg. He's got the first down and a lot more out to the midfield 49-yard line. Cardinals lead 35-6, 5:22 to go, third quarter. Again, under center. Isn't that give again to Berg. This time he's pulled down. By the way, taking the snap there was Bo Ashley for Chi High. As now he's begun to get some reps at QB. Bo Ashley now playing the quarterback position as Chi High looking to punch that score back up into running clock. Ashley looking to pass now. Throws, he's got an open Corbin Berg, who completes and all the way out to the 34-yard line. Another first down for the Chi High Cardinals. Summer came and went, and with that, summer trips. I know people went all over the United States. Some went even into Europe. You know, one of my friends, Spencer, went to Norway. As here's another big run up the middle. This one by Bo Ashley himself. Oh, correction, that's a 4 out there, Deacon Bockenfield. Bockenfield, another first down. Yeah, summer trips. The moment where some people decide, you know what, nah, I want to go some places that are cold in the summer still. Norway. For some reason, I had 2 friends in Norway. And here's another double handoff. This one, it's Corbin Berg with a run. But Norway is certainly an interesting spot. I've had friends go to North Carolina. I've seen people end up in Alaska. People that have ended all over the place. Now, where did I go per se? Week down in the St. Louis area. My dad works down there for a summer collegiate baseball team. No need to get into the details about how that season went down. As here's Berg running off the right side. Breaks a couple tackles. Out to the 1. Is he in? He is not. Stopped right at the goal line. Yeah, went down. Went to the St. Louis Cardinals Museum down in St. Louis. Even ended up taking a tour of Busch Stadium down there. Cool place. Indeed, is Busch Stadium, especially when you see the clubs they have, all the places you can go. And then when you go to a game, yeah, the game's great, but once you realize what else is out there, as into the end zone go the Cardinals yet again, touchdown Cardinals. They continue their scoring 41-6 as Deacon Bockenfield goes in. 2:27 left to go, third quarter. Yeah, I went on a tour of Busch Stadium, learned all about the history of the Cardinals, a little bit about the other Major League Baseball team down in St. Louis up until the 50s, the St. Louis Browns. Here's the extra point attempt from Gavin Schultz, no doubt, 42-6 in favor of Chi High. And then went and watched my dad's baseball team. Did a little color. Did some play-by-play. He refused to give me anything more than a couple of innings. It says I should be grateful for those couple of innings. But here I am watching as my high school is down 42-6 in my first broadcast since those games, with 2:27 left to go in quarter number 3. And you always get a good feeling. For some reason, night games just feel so much nicer than a day game in anything, really. a Saturday game at like 11 o'clock does not really feel the same as say a Friday night. Now granted, this is the Thursday night, a little bit different because Memorial has played these non-conference games on Thursday nights, as this one would go into the end zone for a touchback. The night games just feel different overall. They just feel nicer. It's darker. The temperature kind of drops down into a nicer upper 60s, low 70s. It's much better than, say, trying to go out there middle of the day. It's scorching hot. The sun's beating down on you. It's low 90s, but on turf it feels like 100. It feels much better with the night. You got the moon overhead. Everything feels nicer. Well, looks like Lucas Arndorfer is into the game for Memorial, and he'll give the ball off to Abbott Jepson. Review yardage. Arndorfer, a sophomore quarterback. He's in a similar situation Marcus Holmberg was in his sophomore year. He's gotten a good amount of minutes with these games here in non-conference. And here's a run by Schultz that goes out to the 26-yard line. Third down. A while ago, 1:44 left to go. Quarter number 3. Looks like a player's dropped to a knee over in the Memorial huddle. Out comes the trainer. He'll check on him. Still trying to get a number on this situation. And that would be number 11, Chase Schultz. Schultz, the runner on that play, took a hit and will walk off on his own power, but is kind of stiff walking his way off. Third down and 4 to go. Lucas Arndorfer at quarterback takes the snap. Throws near side, catch made. Zuliger breaks a tackle, gets to the 30-ish before being dragged down by Isaiah Hermans. And that will be fourth down and about a yard. But it might be a little less than 1. As we enter the final minute of the third quarter. Arndorfer trying to catch Chai offside, and now Memorial will use a timeout. They tried to get the draw from the Cardinals. They did not budge, and you would think the punt team will come out here and boot this ball away. It's 42-6 with 45 seconds left in quarter number 3. We've still got an entire fourth quarter to be played. Chippewa Falls will get the ball back here, I would think, unless Memorial's got a trick up their sleeves. We saw Shy High pull off a fake punt not too long ago that resulted in them ending up going all the way into the end zone on the drive. something that isn't too uncommon. 4th down and 1 from the Memorial 29-yard line. They had to get to the 30. Well, today's not getting much better for me. My beloved Yankees. Yes, I'm a Yankees fan. Feel free to laugh as much as you want. So, well, Arndorfer stays out there. They try to do a quarterback sneak, and they wrap up and throw down the sophomore quarterback. But did he get enough yardage? The officials are going to get together here to discuss this, and they're going to give him the first down. They're going to say Arndorfer got enough to reach the first down marker. So a fresh set of downs for the Old Abes, but I don't think they'll get another playoff before the end of the 3rd quarter. As we got 5 seconds left, they're lining up for it. They might be able to sneak one in. 2, 1, and there's the whistle. We're at the end of 3 quarters. We go to quarter number 4. Chi High leads by a score of 42-6. It is very much all Chippewa Falls. They've scored 6 touchdowns. Memorial have now allowed 6 touchdowns in at least 6 touchdowns in both their first 2 games, and Chippewa still has time to tack on another. They gave up 48 points week 1 against the New Richmond Tigers in a 48-7 loss. Well, now they currently down 42-6. And Chi High's been consistent, scoring 2 touchdowns in every quarter so far. 2 touchdowns in the first, 2 in the second, and just now 2 in the third. Memorial will have the football at the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line. Their goal is simple here in the 4th quarter. They're giving their backup quarterback Lucas Arndorfer some minutes here as a sophomore. And here's a handoff up the middle. Jace Larson unable to go very far. He is brought down right at the line. He goes nowhere. We're in a running clock scenario. The clock will not stop for the remainder of this game unless Memorial is able to get another touchdown on the board to break it up. And it's safe to consider that Memorial drive a magical drive, that they got that touchdown in. The big play to Zach Johnson, Zuliger touchdown. Now Arndorfer a throw over the middle, catch made by Luke Reich. Luke Reich, another sophomore, making the big leaping catch. And Memorial beginning to empty the bench. They're bringing in some sophomores. Bringing on some sophomores. Arndorfer in. Reich just made that catch. He's another sophomore. The bench is beginning to be emptied for Memorial as the clock gets near 9. Flags will fall here after the Old Abe first down, as there's an invasive fly in this. Invasive fly, and now he decides he wants to leave. That's the thing when you leave a big window open with the lights on and a big window to enter the lights. The natural instinct of the fly is to go to the lights and be a nuisance to everyone. Abbott Jepson on the handoff runs to the Memorial sideline. Pushed out of bounds. He gets right near the original line, but will be just short of it. Second down and 11 to go.
Second and 11 for the Old A's. Ball spotted at their own
9:35 to go. Chippewa Falls leads 42 to 6. Arndorfer in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, throws near side pass incomplete, short of his intended target, Jack Mojetsky. Jake Mojetsky he could not connect with. Third down and 11 yards looming. As we're down to 9 minutes in this football game. It's been all Cardinals whole game. They get the football, they march down the field, they get into the end zone. Rinse and repeat for them. Third down and long. A pass over the middle, broken up by Matthew Schultz of Chippewa Falls. Fourth down and 11, and the punting team will come out again for Memorial.
Fourth and 11 for the Old A's.
And this one, another kick to another big bunch of blows to Memorial. You kind of figured Chai was going to be very good. Could have done better as Abbott Jepson nearly has his punt blocked. Deacon McInnes got into the backfield and nearly got in the way of that. The punt, though, will roll out of bounds in fairly good field position for Chai, though for this offense, it feels like everything is good field position for them. 7.5 now to go in this football game. We've recently crossed over the 2-hour mark. This one and at this rate, we will finish up here in about 2 hours 15 minutes. Very fast game. Here's a handoff, but being ripped up and knocked out of the backfield is Riley Meyer. Taken down by Gage Yakish. Got him in the backfield as they bring him down back for 4 yards. Second down and 14 to go. As we tick to 6.5 to go and a flag comes out. And we are going to have an offsides on Memorial. So that turns that 4-yard tackle for loss into a +1 at the end of it. 2nd and 9 instead. Here's the snap. Give to the near side. Dancing and moving through. Carson Ramus breaks free for another first down run, and Chai has been very unstoppable for Memorial. DC Evers ran into issues, and to give Memorial credit, it looks like they will give up less points than DC Evers is. Now, granted, you got to point out the fact that this game's been in running clock for ages. Here's a handoff to Mayer. Mayer breaks free out to the 40s to the 30, breaks a tackle, and is knocked down by Jack Mojetsky. And we're gonna have there's gonna be a flag all the way back at the Chippewa 45, and I think this is going to result in this one coming back. 4:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Spot foul results in this one being back at the 35. 4:28 to go. Fourth quarter. Here's the snap. Give up the middle. Trucking a defender and breaking free is Isaac Duix. He's brought down at the original line. Little past it. As we see Matthew Escher now get a tackle, and we're starting to really see the bench be emptied. A lot of sophomores that mainly play JV begin to make their way into this football game. Here's the snap, a pitch. Enzo Isham runs to the outside. He's to the 45, and he steps out of bounds at the 43. Now to 3:30 left to go in this one, and it's just, and at this point, you're just waiting for that 3.5 to finish this one. And for Memorial, you're just happy that this one is a non-conference at the end of the day. It doesn't matter a ton, though. Granted, you don't want to have everything knocked out of you and lose by nearly 40 points in a non-conference game, but the key is this doesn't affect too much. The real important games will begin next week, Friday, September the 4th, when they take on Marshfield in their first conference game of the season. Memorial Marshfield here at Memorial Stadium. We'll have the coverage of that for you here on Old Abe TV. As we're down to 2:20 left to go. This one handed off to Mayer again. He's able to fight his way for even more extra yards. Does he get the first down? It does not look like he'll get the yardage needed for the first down. Yeah, they'll mark him a couple yards shy. As we pass 2 minutes into the final 40. You start doing that thing you do in class when you reach the final 10 minutes. You just start looking over to the clock every little bit. Snap. Another handout. This one out to Carter Ramis. And Ramis gets the first down out to the 26. Another first down. And with a minute 19. You would think this one will come to a conclusion here in just a moment. Final minute of this football game. Here's the snap. Another give. This time Mayer out wide. He gets by his tackler inside the 20, down to the 10. Stiff arm at the 5, and is out of bounds. Inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. 40 seconds to go. And you wonder, does Shy High get one more touchdown right home? One more touchdown to write home about? Or do they just finish this one off? 20 seconds to go. And they will go into victory formation. 15 seconds to go, and this one will come to a conclusion. The Memorial Old Abes fall in week 2 to the Chippewa Falls Cardinals by a final score of 42-6. The Cardinals took a 14-0 lead in the first quarter and never looked back in the slightest. They kept foot on the throttle. God, 2 touchdowns in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third.
And if you could please clean up any trash around your seat.
Then it's bad when you have to start emptying the bench
Thank you for coming out.
midway through quarter number 4.
Get home safely.
Once again, final score here: Chippewa Falls 42, Eau Claire Memorial 6. A rough way to end a sour week 2 game. But next week, conference starts. The games matter a ton now, and with this Memorial schedule, you got your 4 best shots at winning, starting with objectively the most difficult of the bunch. September 4th, we'll be back here for Eau Claire Memorial, taking on Marshfield. That's Memorial Marshfield here at Memorial Stadium, September the 4th. Game will start at 7 p.m. Well, on behalf of everybody that made this broadcast possible, I'm Derek Malasano, reminding you it's always a great day to be an Old Abe.